Hey Maniacs, Coach Lissa here with Coach Brayton. Saturday, May 16th, workout is called Triple Threat. So the way this is gonna work, you're gonna have a running clock on the 0 minute, 1, 2, 3, go, you're gonna run a mile. Whatever time you have remaining, you're gonna rest until the 10-minute mark. Then you're gonna do 100 or 70 cals on the rower. Wait until the 20-minute mark, so you get to rest whatever you didn't do in there. At the 20-minute mark, then you're gonna do 100 or 70 cals on the bike. So obviously, potentially a lot of scaling options here if you don't have equipment. We'll talk about that in a second. Warm up, starting out with a 400-meter run. If you don't, if the weather's crappy, if you're not feeling like running, you can do a 500-meter row, or you could do some sort of cardio for about 2 minutes. So that could be jumping jacks, could be running in place, maybe running up and down steps, something like that. Anything to get your heart rate up for about 2 minutes. Then you're gonna do 20 cals on the row. So if you've got a rower, you would just switch it over to calories, or you can do 20 sumo deadlift high pulls to emulate that rowing. So Brayton's pulling nice and high, not pulling with his arms until he gets past his hips, and opening up all the way. Lastly, going to end with 3 minutes of lower body stretching. This is important because, especially if you've been doing that mile challenge with us, we've just been doing a lot of running in the workouts today. So we want to make sure, or this week, so we want to make sure that we're having warmed up heart rate, but also our legs are ready to go. So he was doing some couch stretch there. Maybe he can do some pigeon pose on the ground. You can do pigeon pose up on a box if you want. Just the leg out straight, reaching towards that foot. If you've got a band, you can pull on a band and do a little hamstring stretch. He's stretching his calves. Whatever you want to do, make sure you're holding each for at least 30 seconds on each leg and accumulating 3 minutes total. Okay, so minute 1 starts and you often run a mile. At the end of the day, all of what we're asking you guys to do here is about 7 to 8 minutes of cardio for each of these 3 rounds. So maybe you're doing that run a mile, come back in, and get to rest. Maybe you don't feel like running, maybe the weather's not great, so maybe you hop on that rower. If you end up rowing all 3 times, that's okay. If you end up biking all 3 times, that's okay. This is really kind of more of just a cardio and endurance type workout. So that first one again, ideally though, you are running a mile. You rest until minute 10 comes around. At minute 10, if you've got a rower, you can do 100 or 70 cals on the rower. So again, something 7 to 8 minutes of cardio, or you could do 7 to 8 minutes of sumo deadlift high pulls. Again, just like Brayton did in the warm-up, he's using a kettlebell before. Now he's got a dumbbell. The goal of this is to emulate that pulling and that rowing motion you would get from a rower, and then he's gonna rest. And then lastly, when that clock hits 20 minutes, if you've got one, you're gonna do 100 or 70 cals on the bike, or you're just gonna do some sort of cardio again for 7 to 8 minutes. Maybe you pull out the jump rope, maybe you're doing jump ropes, maybe you're doing jumping jacks, maybe you go for another run, whatever you feel like doing. Maybe it's a beautiful day and you wanna be outside, so whatever you choose. But that is the workout today, guys, for Saturday, May 16th. Get sweaty and have fun.